Well, hello everyone. George, your Rambling Man here. It's Monday morning. I think it's April the 10th. I'm not sure of the exact date, but I think that's it. It's a gorgeous day here in Atlanta, and it's going to be this way all week. And I looked at my calendar at work this week. Not traveling anywhere. Don't have any meetings scheduled except for one internal meeting I have with my staff on Friday. But other than that, I'm wide open. So I thought, you know what? Why should I commute back and forth to the office this week in my truck? Why don't I just take my motorcycle? Well, there's usually a couple of reasons I don't do that. The first one is traffic is an issue. I live about 11 miles from my office, and I can get there on city streets, but you know, the expressway is the quickest way. But I tell you, rush hour is just really jammed in Atlanta, and there's one thing I don't like doing on a motorcycle is being in stop and go traffic. It's not terribly bad when the weather's nice like this, but to just stop and go 2 miles an hour, stop, 3 miles an hour, stop, it's not my favorite thing. So I decided to kind of alter my work schedule this week a little bit and travel late in the mornings and then later in the evenings when traffic is slowed, or traffic is cleared, I should say. So that's what I'm doing. It's a little bit before lunch on Monday. I looked at my Google Maps feature on my iPhone, and it looked like it was all green for the most part. Headed down the expressway to my office, so I thought, you know what, I'm going to give it a try. You know, finding time to ride is always an issue for me. My work is very busy, and you know, one of the reasons I said I don't ride to work is traffic. Well, another reason is I have to visit a lot of projects, construction projects, even when I'm in Atlanta. So, you know, motorcycle travel to those job sites is probably not the best thing, especially if I have to carry a hard hat with me or some other thing. So I usually just take my truck when I have that, but you know, I don't have any of that this week. So I've decided to just be a two-wheel commuter. I sent a message this morning to my assistant and told her, I said, you know, my schedule this week is going to be a little different. The weather's good, and I'm going to come in a little later, leave a little later, and that's going to be my schedule this week. So they're fine with that. I guess that's one good thing about being the boss. You can kind of do what you want. Try to be aware of the other folks in the office who work regular hours and have to be there at 8 o'clock and work until 5, and not take advantage of just coming and going as I please. But I thought this worked out good. Plus, this is, you know, this is Easter week coming up, and Holy Week at our church is, you know, it's the most important week of the year, really, and our church has a lot of activities. Knights of Columbus is doing some things this week I'll be involved in, and so I always this week try to arrange my travel schedule so that I'm not out of town if I can do it, and just try to be in town if I can be with the family, take care of the church activities that I'm involved in, and that's, you know, that's what I prefer to do, and that's what I'm doing. You know, so many times during the year it's so cold, or it's so rainy, or it's so hot, it's difficult to go out on a motorcycle. And you know, me being in the office this week and having a flexible schedule, and the weather just being drop dead gorgeous, I thought, you know, I'm just gonna do this. And as you can see, at 11:30 in the morning, the rush hour traffic is cleared, and I'm just zipping right along. This is a pretty main north-south freeway in Atlanta. It's usually pretty busy during rush hour, so I'll probably wait tonight till 6:30 or 7 o'clock. Still, you know, still daylight, but when the traffic has cleared a little bit. And I've always got the option of taking the surface streets to get back home if I want to. So that's my plan this week. I'd be interested in what you guys have to say about how your riding habits are and how you find time to ride. I know some of you probably ride back and forth to work every day on your motorcycle, rain or shine, hot or cold. And I have to admit, as I've gotten a little bit older, I do kind of have my limits on the rain and the hot and the cold riding. It's not like I ride only when it's 72 degrees and sunny, but I don't really enjoy being out on a motorcycle when it's very, very, very cold or really hot, and certainly when it's raining. Although I try to ride some in the rain, not severe storms, but I think that's a skill you need to have. And I do carry my rain gear with me. I learned that the hard way a few times when I got caught out in what I thought was going to be a nice day. It turned out to be raining, and I ended up getting just soaked from head to toe. So I went out and bought a nice, I think it's a Tourmaster rain suit. It's even got the boot covers on it, and I keep it in my saddlebag for those times when it just happens. Anyway, that's about it. I'll sign off until I'm headed on my ride home this evening. Hope everyone has a great week. This is George Rambling Man. Everybody ride safe. Well, hello everyone. George Rambling Man here again. It's the end of the day now, and I'm getting ready to head home. I tell you what, these office days on me are almost tougher than traveling and being out on the job sites and walking around construction sites all day and doing that kind of work. These days in the office are pretty tough on you, soul man. Guess that's why I picked civil engineering. As a career, because it's kind of like being a big kid and getting to play in the dirt all the time. But anyway, I'm just glad to be in town for a week and have nice weather and be able to ride my motorcycle back and forth to work this week. Kind of came in late this morning to avoid the traffic, and it was fine coming to work, no problem whatsoever. And now it's about it's about 6:30, maybe 6:45 in the evening, and I looked at the Google Maps and it's still showing some traffic on the way home, so I thought, you know what, I can't stay here forever, so I'm just going to get out and we'll find out together what a rush hour ride home in Atlanta is like. It shouldn't be rush hour though. Rush hour should be getting over with. We'll find out here in a few minutes when I get on the expressway. Man, you could not ask for better weather this past weekend and today. I mean, it is in the mid-70s and sunny, not a cloud in sight, and it's perfect. Well, I'm looking down there at the expressway. It doesn't look promising, but we will see. Like I said this morning, I don't particularly like riding in stop-and-go rush hour traffic, but this week I may just have to deal with a little bit of it. Anyway, I was at work today, and under one of my breaks, I keep checking the pricing on some of the leftover 2015 and 2016 motorcycles at the various dealers. And I'd mentioned before in a vlog I was thinking about maybe taking a look at some of the Kawasaki Vulcan Vaqueros, because it's a nice bagger touring bike and priced much more reasonably than the Indians or Harley Davidsons, but we'll see. Like I said before, when the right bike comes along, I'll know it. Well, anyway, today I saw one online at a local dealer. It's actually brand new 2016 Kawasaki Vulcan Vaquero that's less than $12,000, and that's a pretty good price point. So I sent the guy a note at the dealer and said, I might come by and take a look at that bike later this week. Let him price the trade-in on this Suzuki and just kind of see where we end up. But I don't know. We'll see how that works out. All right, let's get on this expressway and see how long it takes to get home. Doesn't appear to be too bad after all. Looks like all the traffic is going the other way. Tell you what, that's one thing about Atlanta. You think the traffic is going to be really bad coming into town in the mornings and going out of town in the afternoons. And for the most part, that's true. But there are certain expressways around this town you just don't know. And I'm on one now, I guess, that's kind of that way. The name of the road is Georgia Highway 400. It's as you can see, it's 4 lanes each way. It's a pretty substantial highway, and I'm actually going out of town right now, and it's not too bad. So that's a good thing. Tell you what, on these interstate highways and expressways, places that make me most nervous are the entrance ramps and exit ramps and people merging into traffic and just not being able to see me. I do my best to stay out of their blind spots and make myself seen, but it always worries me that somebody's going to pull right in front of me and not see me. But that's a risk we take. That's why I prefer the 2-lane roads rather than this expressway. But it is nice. It's it's almost 7 o'clock, and it is, boy, this is picture perfect riding weather. Anyways, I mentioned earlier, it's a good week for me. I try to stay in town the week before Easter with all the activities going on at church, and I try to. Well, this is the time of the year, I guess, along with Christmas, when I try to think about things and think about what's important in life. I love my job. I like what I do. Love my hobby. Love motorcycles. But there are a lot of more important things in life. And your family and your faith, if that's what's important to you, this is a good time of the year to think about that. I was thinking this weekend, it's so nice to get out. It was a beautiful weekend. I was able to pretty much do whatever I wanted to do. Go out and ride my motorcycle. My wife was gardening. We go to church when we want to, worship as we please, and look around the world. I see what's going on in places like Syria and North Korea and other places around the world. And sometimes it's easy, I think, to not be grateful for what we have here in this country. I think every once in a while it's good just to sit back and reflect a little bit and be grateful for what a great country we live in. I know the past couple of years, especially with the politics, it seems like everybody's at each other's throats politically, and it's gotten to the point where I don't even like to look at the news anymore. It's just, Democrats and Republicans fighting each other. But sometimes when you sit back and you look at what we have, you just have to be grateful for what a great country we live in. And I certainly am. Well, looks like I'm going to get home before I actually thought I was. Just cruising along here at 65 miles an hour, and this is great. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed riding along to work with me today and riding home. I know riding to work and riding your motorcycles is not new to a lot of you guys. It's kind of new to me, and I'm taking advantage of it this week. So hope everyone has a great week. This is George Randleman. Ride safe.